breaking news right now on the auto industry. Turns out that Cerberus Capital Management has now agreed to put $2 billion from Chrysler Financial over into Chrysler's auto operations to backstop the loan that Chrysler is due to get from the Treasury Department that Peter was just talking about. And the reason they've been doing this, they have been under a lot of fire, Cerberus has, for not putting any of their capital into the automaker. Now today, making the announcement just moments ago, they are going to do this. And once again, auto stocks are still in the green, but the markets, of course, trading off of our session highs today. Now, all of this is happening in Washington, affecting Wall Street. Republican Congressman Rob Paul has been a very constant critic of the auto bailout. He joins us now on the phone. Congressman, thanks again for being with us. It's always good to talk to you, sir. You there, Congressman Paul?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so Congressman, let me ask you this. What do you make? Do you agree with what the president did this morning? Do you agree with his actions?
No, because I don't believe in the bailouts. I believe that the market ought to work, that people who are bankrupt ought to declare bankruptcy and then reorganize and good assets be bought up and go back to work again. So I just don't buy into this philosophy that you destroy free enterprise to save free enterprise like the president thinks. It sort of reminds me of Vietnam. You burn the village to save the village. But you just can't preserve something by destroying it. So we're destroying the market. We're nationalizing our system. And that's not what made America great. And what seems so strange to me is nobody asks the significance of these huge bankrupt companies coming not only for tens of billions but hundreds of billions of dollars to a government that doesn't have any money. What is the significance of this? How does a government endlessly bail out bankrupt companies when the government itself has no money? Of course, the idea is that the credit of the United States is still relatively good. They can borrow the money, or they inflate the currency. And nobody wants to look down the road, but they didn't look down the road when they created these bubbles. I mean, some of these car companies have been losing money for 4 or 5 years. Why didn't they restructure 4 or 5 years ago? So somebody has to look to the future rather than saying, what kind of panacea are we going to have for today, and will this prop up the stock market for a day or two? But I think we're in for the long haul, a very, very serious crisis where everything we're doing is making it worse. I think we're prolonging the agony. We will not permit the corrections that are absolutely necessary to occur.
Congressman, political sense on what's going to happen. This is going to be Barack Obama's first big test once he takes office. And the unions act as if they're expecting him to be their friend. What's your sense of that? Is he going to be tough on them I mean, this is the first real big decision he's going to have to make coming out of the gate.
No, I think it'd be very hard for him to be tough on the unions, and for this reason, this won't work. That is one of the reasons that it won't work, because it will be very difficult for him. So I don't expect that to happen. I think the unions want to be stronger, not weaker, and they expect to become stronger. And once again, if wages don't go down drastically, which is necessary in a recession, it's doing what we did in the Depression. We didn't want wages to go down, so we became price fixers, wage and price fixers, and that's what we're doing now. We won't allow these prices to adjust. I mean, the cars, if there's an excess amount of cars and they need to get back to the basics, they ought to discount these cars, and then when all those cars are bought up, then there'll be a demand again. But this whole idea that they're going to prop up these wages, I don't think he can escape the political pressure, and I think he'll succumb to it.
Congressman, can the automakers reorganize in 3 months' time? Do you think that they can get this done by March 31st? No way. And I guess the other silly part of this proposal is that if they don't, they give them this deadline, and they're going to have this magic cure the problems that they've been working on and creating for 10 years, and say, well, if you don't have it cleaned up by March 31st, we want our money back. Well, the money will be spent by then. I mean, this reassurance that, oh, okay, we'll call the loan. I mean, this is, I don't know why people don't ask questions, well, where's the money going to be? Well, it's not going to be in the bank. If it had been in the bank, then they hadn't even tried to use it. But that's how politics works. Right.
As bad as the system is working now, and it's all a consequence of the economic environment that we've created, once the government gets in this management business, they don't have a car czar listed in this, but believe me, there will be plenty of government managers of this whole thing, and that's the worst way to make very detailed economic decisions through politicians.
All right, Congressman Ron Paul joining us by phone of Texas. Congressman, thanks for being with us. We've got some breaking news we want to get to.